Okay, so a bit of an update. Yeah, slightly went round the houses, and I have to be honest, I was a bit of a, I wasn't a massive fan of synthesize when it first came out. I just thought the interface looks really dated, and it does still look really dated, but there's no knocking it. It's really fast. It seems to be faster than Nuke to track. Admittedly, I've only chucked HD at it, but it was just like seemed to give me a solve within a few seconds. I mean, maybe not quite as fast as 3D Equalizer, but the geometry lineup is also the best geometry lineup I've got so far. And initially, I got one in Nuke, but this seems to be better. So I think from now on, it's not perfect, but it's really good, and it's also really smooth. It's not chuggy. It can handle textures on the geometry for the lineup. The lineup process is really simple. I might just have a few play around with it a bit more. Although I have 2 months of VFX work coming up, possibly. So the YouTube channel might, yeah, there might be a bit of gap in the videos. But yeah, I initially, as I say, I've always been a bit like, oh, I don't really like synthesize, but I was always put off by its interface. But the thing is, don't let that deter you. It is really the soul seems to be really good and really fast. And I got this. This only took me about, I don't know, I watched a tutorial because I'm not so familiar with synthesize. And I guess it took me about 10 minutes to do this. I probably could do it about five. And it's not perfect, but as I say, it's the best I've got so far. And I haven't even looked at the undistortion stuff. I mean, it would be good. I think the thing would be to see if I can get it absolutely pixel perfect. And for that, I might need to explore if there's any lens distortion. This is on an iPhone, like 12, not particularly fancy one. I mean the Pro Max or whatever it was at the time, but there might be lens distortion and it was on the widest, which is I think 13 mil equivalent or something. So it's quite a wide lens. So there might be distortion, but yeah, I mean, well, just a few quick takeaways. I'm wondering if it supports used lenses because the problem is if you've got a large model and you do this bake I did in Metashape, it's like one massive 8K texture. It's still not really high enough to see the. If I switch off if I can do that, if it'll let me, view model mesh, show mesh. Um, so the problem is to be 100% sure that you've tagged because it's quite easy to do. You just select the marker, and then you put place. You need to be in the solve workspace. I think either solve or 3D workspace. I think it seems to work, but obviously you want to hit solve once you've tagged more than 4 points across the entire camera track from, because it's quite a long one. As we go all the way over there, right, inside. I just think some of the it it could really benefit from a bit of UI. I mean, okay, it's not supposed to look pretty. It's just supposed to work well. But it just, I'm amazed how much the look of it just put me off. It straight away, going must be about like 20 years ago. A long time ago, 15 years ago, I think. 2005 is when I first started looking at it. I think so. Yeah, some time ago. But okay, they have the rental thing with Boris effects and rental, but if it's I think it falls somewhere between the cost of 3DE and 3D Equalizer seems to stop their personal learning edition. Couldn't seem to find it on the site anymore, so I was just thought like, well, and that's the most expensive. It's a bit more expensive. So Synthesize is a bit more expensive than PF Track. I mean, I think it's actually. Oh, it's like PF Track has the nicest interface out of a lot of them, but I don't know necessarily if it produces the best results. It seems that this is really good. Let's stick to the geometry. Although I'm struggling a little bit with the. It's not the most like. So yeah, it has this floating menu. I would like to show the mesh, but I'd like to see the mesh in wireframe really. So I'm still sort of, just trying to find. find the figuring things out a bit with it. But you can see how well that lines up. That could line up better there possibly. Okay, I think I'll just stop the video here. But yeah, I am super impressed. Like I say, I was always initially slightly off put by the user interface. It just looks really dated. But there's no arguing the results and the speed. It's just fast and accurate. And the lineup didn't take long at all to do. And with a bit more care and attention um, regarding the texturing, so that it's really apparent what feature we should do, we should be attaching the tracking to. I think you should get a really good result. But and it also supports the lidar point cloud data, but I think that would be a bit more problematic just because you don't have the texture to, if you have a whole load of points over a brick, how are you going to know you're right on the corner of the brick, sort of thing, right? Okay, I'm going to stop the video there. But like I say, there will be a bit of a, I think, before I want to put out, make sure the course I'm putting out is, up to date information. And like I say, now that I've compared against all the other options out there, apart from 3D equalizer, I'm kind of coming around to this is probably the best way to do it, and affordable, fast. Yeah, I'm super impressed. Okay, I'll stop the video.